I am here at the Star City Games Open Series in Philadelphia. The format is Legacy. Today we are here to figure out if playing and creating content for Magic the Gathering can be a full-time job. We're going to interview pro players and some more great people to figure out the answer. Welcome to the very first episode of Magic the Interviewing. I'm here with Oliver Tomajko. So Oliver, how old are you?
I'm 14.
Alright, now, what are some big achievements in your Magic career?
I top 16 to Grand Prix, and I've done well at some PTQs, but that's pretty much it.
Have you ever played on the Pro Tour?
I unfortunately haven't. I lost in the finals of a PTQ. I lost playing for top 8 of a Grand Prix, but I've never gotten onto the Pro Tour.
I'm asking a lot of the other people on the show today if Magic is their full-time job. When you're older, do you think Magic will be your career?
I don't think so. I don't plan on it being. I'm not sure what my career will be, but I think I'm going to try and play Magic for most of my life.
What do you plan on doing?
I want to do something that, something business-related, but I'm not sure exactly what.
Do you ever get to play Magic at school with your friends?
For a while, I wouldn't be able to, and then last year, some of my friends started playing, and then they all stopped playing this year, but I met some seniors in my school that play, and they've gone to some events with me, and they're decent, but...
You beat them all probably, right?
Yeah. But I can help them get better, so it's good for, both of us, because it gives me something to, people to hang out with, and I can help them get better at the game.
How good are you doing today?
I'm 1-1-1, so not great.
What are you playing?
I'm playing a blue-white-red Stoneforge deck, but I'm playing Ponders. Most of the list don't play Ponders, but I thought that Ponder would really make the consistency of the deck a lot greater. So I wanted to try it with Ponders, and it's working okay. The draw, I think I could have won if I played a little bit faster.
What's it like, playing at this competitive level? Does it add pressure at all?
Usually it doesn't. Obviously, if you're playing something when I'm playing for the top 8 of the Grand Prix, then yeah, there's a lot of pressure, but it's all about trying not to crack under the pressure.
So what would you say is your greatest achievement, right?
Probably the top 16 at the Grand Prix.
Which Grand Prix?
Grand Prix Philadelphia. It was sealed.
Weren't you playing against Tiu in the last round and you almost made top 8?
Yeah.
I was there for that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Oliver Tomajko.
Yep.
Welcome back. We're here with Dan Jessup. I'm gonna ask you some questions today. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, how are you doing today?
Today was an up and down day. It started pretty poorly. I lost two matches coming into the day at X2. I won 2 in a row after and felt pretty good about where I was with an outside shot at top 32, with an outside top of 8. And then I got crushed my last 2 matches, so barely squeaked into top 64.
So, how long have you been playing, and how old are you?
I am 22, and I've been playing Magic for about 3.5 years now, competitively. I played very, very little casually before I started high school with friends, but nothing. The first time I touched a Magic card, I was probably about 14, 15, and that was just with friends. I never went to a game store or anything, really. And then I picked it back up again around 19-ish when I saw a Pro Tour online and thought it was a cool game and came back.
Is Magic your full-time job?
It is not. I do play a lot of Magic, and thankfully my job offers me weekends off, so I'm able to do so. I am a stock manager through a company, so I get my Monday through Friday. That's my actual living, and then Magic is additional income plus a source of a hobby and something I really like doing.
So, does your job ever impact your playing in any way?
Not really. I mean, they're around Christmas time and the holidays in general. I have a lot more stuff to accomplish within 5 days, so those weekends are especially hard because I come out really really exhausted from a 50-plus hour work week in 5 days, and then knowing I'm going to go play 2 days of Magic is a little hard. But right now we're in our slow period, so right now I get to kick back and just focus on Magic really while doing the work.
Would you like Magic to be your full-time job? Whether that be, like, you know, articles or videos or just some kind of content, or maybe going to more tournaments?
Yeah, I mean, I would certainly enjoy it. It's one of those, I'd have to try it first, but yeah, my job is my job, but that would be certainly a fun opportunity, and I enjoy playing Magic, so I couldn't imagine not having it being a full-time job being awesome.
All right, thank you. We are back. We are with Chris Pakula, and we are going to be interviewing him. So, Chris, today we're talking about Magic being a full-time job.
Okay.
How are you doing today?
Guess I'm 2-0 today. I'm 9-2 in the tournament overall.
9-2. That's pretty good. You think you're gonna make top 8?
I'm probably still an underdog to make top 8, but maybe it's, you know, I don't know. I haven't played in one of these, so I don't know. I haven't thought about what my likelihood of making it with 3 losses is tiebreaker wise, but I have a good shot. I have a good shot at top 8.
All right. So how long have you been playing, and how old were you when you started?
I started playing when I was 19, so I've been playing for 20 years.
Is that 20 years straight, or have you taken breaks?
I've had small breaks. I've never really stopped playing. There were some years where I didn't really play live tournaments, where I just played Magic Online, and there were years and years where I only played Limited and I didn't play Constructed. So there have been some breaks, but there was never a time where I didn't play Magic at all. I've done, you know, Booster Draft and almost every format. I skipped a couple. Like I skipped Cold Snap. I skipped maybe one other, but I've basically been playing the whole time.
Is Magic your full-time job?
No, Magic is not my full-time job.
Not. What is your full-time job, and how does that impact your playing?
I'm an options trader, which is, you know, a full-time job, about 50 hours a week.
Tell the viewers what that is.
Options are financial derivatives, so I buy and sell those. I'm a market maker. So my full-time job does not impact my Magic career as much as just having a family does. I have a wife named Carrie and an 8-year-old son named Maddox. So spending time with them is definitely is what keeps me from playing Magic, which is fine. But that's just how it is. The job, if I only had a job, I could just play Magic on weekends. But on weekends, I hang out with my family.
So would you like Magic to be your full-time job, or?
Would I like Magic to be my full-time job?
That would mean like playing in tournaments, creating content like videos and articles, like, you know what I mean?
I think that would be a fine full-time job. I prefer the full-time job I have to it. So I would not be sad if Magic was my full-time job, but I'm happier without it being my full-time job, if that makes sense.
That does make sense. All right, Chris Pakula.
Thanks.
All right, we are back. We are with Jim Davis. We're going to ask him some questions. How are you doing today?
I did not do very well today. I came into the day at X2, and I've won 2 matches today, which puts me in exactly 64th place, thanks to my good breakers, and not a good day overall, though.
How long have you been playing, and how old were you?
I started playing Magic when I was maybe like 14 or 15, and that was a long time ago. It's like 15 years. My buddy came in my room with the 7th edition starter kit and basically forced me to play with him. I was not interested at all. And now I'm still playing, and he hasn't played in 10 years.
Is Magic your full-time job?
No. I do write for Star City. Check it out every week. And then obviously I make some money doing okay in tournaments sometimes. But I'm a teacher. I actually don't like it very much. So if you're out there and working in a game company, you want to hire someone, get in touch with me. But yeah, I'm a teacher right now. And then Magic's sort of like a side thing. It's like a fun hobby with, you know, income potential as well, which is nice.
How does being a teacher like impact your playing, if at all?
It doesn't impact too much. I mean, usually, you know, I teach during the week, obviously, and then on the weekends I'm off and I'm playing Magic. Teaching is not too time consuming. I teach writing to a bunch of 6th graders, so it's not exactly like a lot of grading or lesson planning. It's just teaching basic stuff. And yeah, so, you know, I mean, I don't play that much during the week, honestly. I feel like I've been playing for so long now, but it's I can not play essentially, but on weekends and do fine. So
do you ever play with your students?
No. I was trying to organize an after-school club that I would get paid for as well, but it didn't really go through. No one was interested, unfortunately.
So would you like your full-time job to be Magic?
I mean, it'd be cool. I mean, it would be. It's definitely too variance based to want to make a career out of as it is right now. Whereas if you just have a bad few months playing in tournaments or whatever, if there wasn't enough money in the tournaments to support yourself and you just have a bad few months, then like you're kind of in trouble. So
You also have like content.
correct. I mean, like I'm happy with my writing. You know, I get paid reasonably well. Could be more though, Cedric. So check that out. But yeah. But I mean, with content and stuff, it's cool. I mean, if it was feasible in some way, sure. I mean, like eventually, if I ended up working at Wizards, you know, or something like that, that'd be a way to work on the game and have it be a career. Wizards, if you're out there, call me. And but as far as
They are.
they are okay. That's good. But as far as actually playing, I mean, I don't think it's necessarily like a reasonable career path. I mean, at least not for me. So.
All right. Thank you. All right. I am here with Ross Miriam. How are you doing today?
X and 3 so far, so back up against the wall, need to win out to top 8, but feeling pretty good.
How long have you been playing, and how old were you?
I started playing Magic in 2001, so I would have been 12 or 13, so been playing for about half my life.
It's a long time. Is Magic your full-time job?
Right now it is. I play tournaments on the weekends, and during the week I have a column for Star City Games. So
Is that daily or is that weekly?
it is weekly now. I was recently moved from bi-weekly to weekly, so that was nice.
Congrats. What did you do to make that happen, and what advice would you give to a player who would like to make Magic their career?
Well, one, it's very difficult, so you have to put in a lot of effort. And so the last couple years, I started getting serious about Magic after graduating from college, and so I started playing really seriously about 2011. So it's been a fairly long road, and it's only been around the last year where I've seen significant returns. But really, I've just worked every day to hone my craft, and now honing my craft with writing as well.
All right. Which is more lucrative, playing in tournaments or making content?
I would say at the highest level, probably making content, mainly because it's just so consistent. You can have some really big scores in tournaments, but just getting that consistent check every week from writing articles, making videos, makes it win out in the end. So.
All right. Thank you. Ross Miriam, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Osyp Lebedowociz. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it right. And we're back. So, Osyp, how are you doing today?
Good. I finished a tournament at 10-4-1. So I finished 7-2 yesterday, 3-2-1 today. So I finished in top 32.
Nice. Nice. That's better than I did. I didn't even make day 2. So, how long have you been playing, and how old were you when you started?
Wow. I started playing around Ice Age, so that's a long time ago. I was definitely in high school, so I've probably been playing for around 20 years.
Is Magic your full-time job?
No, now I have an actual full-time job. I'm a director of marketing. So I can't play Magic nearly as much as I used to because I have an actual full-time job. But when I was younger, I would say like probably out of college, I wouldn't say it was my full-time job, but I played it a lot. And I used to, they used to have like 7 Pro Tours a year. So I would say every other month I'd be going to a Pro Tour. So I would say back then, a lot of my time was spent playing Magic. I don't know if I'd ever say it was a full-time job, but I definitely spent a lot of time playing and thinking about Magic, yeah.
Would you like Magic to be your full-time job again? Like your full-time job?
I don't know if I'd want it to be my full-time job. I think it's a great thing to do if you're like in your early 20s because you get an opportunity to really travel the world. I kind of regret not trying harder to kind of really be the best in the world when I had the opportunity to. So I think it's a good experience. You definitely get to build your relationships. You get to travel the world, see new things.
Also, full-time job doesn't just imply playing. It also means like making like videos and articles for companies like Star City or Channel Fireball.
That's a lot. I don't know how guys find the time to do that and balance like relationships because My girlfriend would kill me if I was on Moto making videos all the time. So I think it'd be tough. I know guys do it though. I know a lot of people do, and they manage to balance a pretty good life. So I think it just depends. I personally just hate grinding on Moto, and I think if you wanted to be a full-time Magic player, you would need to do that. You need to make those videos and stuff, and I just don't stream or anything like that. And so I wouldn't enjoy that aspect of it. So for me, I probably wouldn't want to do it.
All right, so thank you.
No problem.
I am here with...
Kevin Jones.
All right, so Kevin, today we're going to be talking about Magic being a full-time job. But first, let's talk about you a bit first. Introduce yourself a little. How long have you been playing Magic?
I've been playing Magic for over 10 years. I started playing tournaments at a local store in high school. So, and I'm 27 now, and that was when I was 15 or so. So 12 years about I've been playing Magic tournaments. I played Magic casually, like with my brothers when I was like 10, 11 years old, so like 15 years ago. But I stopped. Like I never got into it after that. And then I played in high school. I played like pretty much on and off, but a little more frequently than on and off from high school up until now. So the past like 10 years or so.
Are you a pro player?
It depends on. See, the definition is flexible. I'm not on the Magic Pro Tour, but I do make my sole source of income is Magic, playing Magic tournaments and sponsorship money or whatever you want to call it from representing card stores. That's my only source of income. So I guess I'm a professional Magic player in that sense, but I'm not a professional Magic player in the sense of on the Magic Pro Tour, gets appearance fees and that type of thing. So yes and no.
All right. So is Magic your full-time job?
Yeah. So basically, I went to college. I got a degree in environmental studies because I was going to be an environmental lawyer, and then I started playing Magic competitively, and decided like not to go to grad school, and just to play Magic all the time. So like, I do okay in that regard. So yeah, I'd say Magic is my full-time job.
So do you create content for any companies like Star City, Channel Fireball, like, you know, the articles, videos, any of that stuff?
No, I haven't started writing yet. I really hope to at some point. A few people who I'm friends with have, you know, told me I should or asked me to write. I really want to like try commentary, and I really want to try like recording videos, but I also do want to write. It's all coming in time. I've been, you know, playing prominently on the circuit for like a couple years now on the Star City circuit, so I think in time everything will come in that regard, but not yet. No, I'm not producing content currently, no. Right now, like, traveling is a pretty, like, I'll get home on Monday or Sunday night sometimes, and then I'll leave on like Friday or Thursday sometimes. So like my weeks are like four days traveling as is, so there's not a terrible amount of time. You know, I want to spend time with my girlfriend and my family and that type of thing too. So yeah, so I do what I can. We'll get there. We'll get there with content.
So thank you, Kevin. Alright, we're here with Patrick Sullivan. Now, unlike all the other people who we've interviewed so far, he is not currently a pro player. He used to be, right?
Many years ago, I played a lot in the early 2000s, but stopped playing professionally in like 2005, 2006.
Yeah. We're going to actually talk about that later. But, so, he's a commentator, and we're going to ask more about Magic being a full-time job. Is your job at Star City Games your full-time job? If so, do you just do commentary?
I do a little bit of game design work on the side, mostly as a contractor, but the Star City Games commentary work is essentially my full-time job.
Really? What games have you worked on?
A variety of trading card games and board games over the years.
Interesting. So what made Star City Games choose you to do commentary?
A couple of years ago, Star City Games was looking to do commentary, and this is a new field. Obviously, there's not a lot of background in Magic commentary, so a lot of players they knew sort of got their shot in the booth, and over time they trimmed the list down further and further, and myself and Cedric and Matthias Hunt were kind of the last people standing. So I got my shot, and I guess they liked the work that I was doing, and I'm still here.
Cool. So can you talk about your history with the store Target and being a pro player with CMU Target back in the day?
Well, I qualified for my first Pro Tour in New Orleans in 2001, and around the same time, while I was growing up in Central Jersey, my friend Eugene Harvey went to college in Pittsburgh at Carnegie Mellon, and Pittsburgh had a very good testing team called CMU. So at that point, we kind of locked up. That was the way that we got connected, and testing with those guys was an incredible experience. A lot of them have gone on to have Hall of Fame or close to Hall of Fame careers. Some of them have gone on to work in R&D for Wizards of the Coast. It's a really cool group of guys, and most of them have ended up doing something really awesome with their lives.
It used to be the corner of Target, right?
Yeah, the hobby store that was in my hometown when I grew up. I was just a player there while I was in high school. I dropped out of college after my first year, got an opportunity to work for an equity stake in the store, and was eventually a co-owner in the early 2000s.
So can you describe what it's like having to react to all the complicated stuff that happens in a Magic game and then having to talk about it as it's happening?
Well, the biggest thing, I think, is you're not commentating for yourself. You're commentating for the viewer. So the most important thing is trying to communicate in terms that people can understand. So it's not required to go into the details of every single play, just communicating the most important stuff, giving the viewer at home some insight into what the players are thinking about, and giving them a language and a dialogue that they can learn themselves and use themselves as well.
Can you tell me how many of these pro players that we see regularly on the stream and at the Open Series and such have Magic as their full-time job?
I would guess in some capacity it's probably close to somewhere between 10 and 20 players. And it depends how you define professional Magic player. If you're looking at just tournament results, very few. But a lot of the people supplement their tournament winnings by writing articles for websites or producing video content. Then I think once you're there, you're probably closer to about 15 players.
What advice would you give to anybody who would like to make a career out of Magic?
Consume as much content as you can. Be a good person, because your reputation matters for a lot in this community. Find an angle. Find something that you think that you can do or communicate that other people really can't. And strive to get better. Don't rest on your laurels. There's a lot of people out there that are competing for very few slots, whether it's at Pro Magic, writing, commentary, anything else. And the minute that you take success for granted is the minute that someone else is going to pass you.
All right, thank you. Patrick Sullivan, ladies and Welcome gentlemen.
back. We're here with yet another commentator, Cedric Phillips. Hello, Cedric.
How are you?
I am very good, and I'm very glad that this is the last interview I have to do all day, probably, because I am quite tired after having to do this all weekend.
Well, it's been a long weekend for everybody, so it's good to finally get to sit down with you now that the commentary is over for the day.
Is your job at Star City Games your full-time job? If so, do you just do commentary?
I actually have two jobs with Star City Games. One of them, I am a full-time commentator. I do about 40 shows a year on the Open Series. The other one, I'm the online content coordinator. So all the articles that you read on the website on Star City Games every day, those are up to me. Yikes.
Cool. What made Star City Games choose you to do commentary?
It's kind of an interesting situation where they were just looking to expand the commentary team and give some people an opportunity a couple of years ago. And after talking with Evan Irwin and a couple other people who worked at Star City, I convinced them to give me a shot, and I did my first show in June 2012, and I've been doing it ever since. I guess people just kind of like the way that I do it.
You do pretty good.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
So can you describe what it's like having to react to all the complicated stuff that happens in a Magic game and then having to talk about it as it's happening? Because to me that sounds like quite a challenge.
It's kind of weird, but I don't really know if there's a great way to just say, what it's kind of like. It's just I played Magic for so long, and I played it competitively for a while.
How you do it at least,
Yeah, I just kind of as it comes, really. I mean, you see their hand, so you kind of have an expectation of what they're probably going to do, and you try to make a prediction or at least what you think they would do, and kind of go from there, and then analyze why you're doing it. Thankfully, when I'm in the booth with Patrick and Matthias, they do a great job of explaining why people make the decisions that they do, and then the game just kind of goes from there.
Can you tell me how many of these pro players that we see regularly on the stream and at the Open Series and such have Magic as their full-time job?
I'm not sure how many, between... Some of them have Magic as a full-time job.
By that, I'm not just tournament payings, but like creating content and such.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, some of them do. Your Owen Turtenwald, your Huey Jensens of the world. They create content, they write, they make Magic Online videos, and then they go to tournaments. So Brian and Chris and Brad Nelson and Todd Anderson too. Those guys also. That's what they do for a living. So some of them do, and then some of them have other jobs on the side.
What advice would you give to anybody who would like to make a career out of Magic?
It's kind of just like anything else. You have to work hard at it. If you want to be a player, you have to work hard and play a lot of Magic and go to tournaments and stuff like that. If you want to be a commentator, you have to work hard at commentary and have a lot of knowledge about what's going on. Same thing for writing too. It's just, it's really just kind of a full-time thing. It's not something that you can really do to decide if you want to be a great Magic player. You really have to dedicate yourself to it, just like anything else that you want to do, be a video maker or a baseball player or something like that. So that's kind of the approach you have to take. Is you can't go halfway. You got to go all the way with it.
Got to go all the way.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
You're very, very welcome. Nice to meet you.